Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. uh-huh. You, Valerie. Okay, thank you for Raj confirming. Yeah, let's wait for one more minute for others maybe to come in and log in. Okay.
Kaya talaga yung camera natin, medyo
Hare Krishna. So I'd like to welcome everybody to this evening's class or course. Um, we have, just for the information of everybody, we have devotees will be joining us from now on and onwards. Yung devotees are actually from here, from Raj Eco Village. So yung baka mapansin ninyo, andyan sila. So let us welcome them. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. So once again, we're happy to be with you this evening. Masaya po tayo, and we are excited and grateful, and of course, malaking pasalamat kami sa inyo that you have given your time, very, very precious time, to be with us. And hopefully, we will meron kayong matutunan sa ating discussion for this evening. So before we proceed, please get ready with your pen and pencil. Meron kayo isusulat maya-maya. Sorry kung hindi kayo naabisuhan earlier, pero pakikuha na lang po. Okay. So while you are getting your pen and pencil, mag-recite muna ako ng invocation, prayers to the Guru and Spiritual Master to get their blessing. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Sri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paskatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Agyanati Mirandasya, Jananjana Shalakaya, Chakshud Urmilitam Jena Tasmai, Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, sandali lang po. Ayun, gallery view. So once again, I'd like to welcome each and everyone for this evening's class. Ayun po yung mga devotees who have just started to join us ngayong gabi. We will go through the lessons last week. Pero very briefly lang, just to, kasi medyo mayroon tayong one week gap. So just to refresh your memory and we come up to the yung present na topic na discuss natin. I hope you have your manuals ready with you at you can just, follow as we go along. So if you remember, tatlong topics we discussed last week. First is the, naalala ninyo, we gave the example of the furnitures, kung sino sa tatlo yung sa tingin natin ay we think that they are really doing some service. Yung tatlong scenarios, we discussed that. And then actually the sign of service is love. Other way around. The sign of love is your service. Okay, we also discussed that. And then what is devotion? Ano na po yan naman ang devotion? And if you remember, pasensya na po, I would apologize kung medyo hindi ko kayo makilala lahat. Pero there was one lady who gave who shared with us at yung di ba pinasulat ko kayo kung sino mag-isip kayo kung sino ba ang sa tingin niyo who is really devoted. So whoever was that, I forgot her name. She shared na yung mothers, yung mga nanay, they are the ones who has really the topmost devotion. Okay, so we also discussed that. And then we go into nag-quote tayo ng a verse, Sarva Padibinir Buktam. And this is actually going into the second topic we discussed, the basic principle devotional service, na kung saan yung senses natin, it should be, in line with the senses of Hrishikesh, the master of the senses. So we discussed that also. And then I think I had you written down some, how can we engage our senses in a master of the senses, or in other words, Krishna. And then we ended our session last week by discussing the two main branches of devotional service, yung Pancharatrika Vidhi, isa po yun, and number 2 is the Bhagavat Vidhi or Marg. Yung Pancharatrika Vidhi, in layman's term, ito yung po yung deity worship, worshiping of the deities. That's one branch of devotional service, and the other branch ay tawag yung Bhagavata Vidhi, or in other words, yung chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra and preaching. So although nabanggit natin, as we quoted from Srila Prabhupada, yung alin sa dalawa ang mas importante in this day and age of Kali Yuga, ito yung po yung chanting Hare Krishna. Kasi po ito yung prescribed. But then again, we also emphasize, just like we gave the analogy of a train, dalawang reles, so it has to go hand in hand. Hindi andar yung train pag isa lang yung reles, di ba? So therefore, dapat andun ang dalawa, although mas importante yung chanting Hare Krishna mantra, holy name, pero kasama na rin yung deity worship. And we didn't really get into the details. I told you I requested you all to please read the remaining points dyan sa atin handouts, student manual. Okay. So now, we are now going to start with the topic on the golden rule of Bhakti. Page number 6 po yan. So this is our new topic for this evening. So it starts with a verse from the Padma Purana, and I will read it, and you can just follow. Smartavyaha shatatam Vishnur Vishmartavyo na jatuchit Sarve vidhe nishadham shur etayur eva kinkaraha. Translation: Vishnu should always be remembered and never forgotten at any time. All rules and prohibitions mentioned in the Shastras should be servant of these two principles. Okay? So, ito po yung ang golden rule of Bhakti. Ulitin ko po yon. Vishnu should always be remembered, number 1, and never forgotten, number 2. And at any time, all rules and prohibitions mentioned in the Shastra should be servants of these two principles. In other words, ano po yung golden rule is napaka-importante, is that we remember Krishna, number 1, and we should never forget Krishna. Now, I give you example. Ano ibig sabihin that all the rules, sa second sentence po ng ating verse, may sinasabi, all the rules and prohibitions mentioned in, should be servants of these two principles. I give you an example para maintindihan po natin. In a temple room, hopefully you will be able to visit para tapos na po yung lockdown natin. Para iba nakapag-visita na sa temple. But anyway, pag pumasok tayo sa temple, kailangan iiwan yung sapatos o tsinelas sa labas. Okay, because it's considered the temple room as a holy ground or sacred ground. So, ito yung sapatos kasi galing sa labas. So, iiwan natin sa labas at magpapaan na lang tayo pagpasok. So, ngayon, there was one devotee, this is in India, a setting in India. It was time for the greetings. Ang dito sa temple may tawag greetings where we greet the deities every 7:30. Bibihisan yung deities. And then we all gather to greet the deities and, take darshan. So 7:30. So may isang devotee nagmamadali kasi nalilate na siya. So takbo siya. Takbo siya just to be in time for the 7:30 na greetings. Actually, he was a senior devotee and a sannyasi, or parang sa Christian tradition, parang siya ay bishop, something like that. So he was so in a hurry, nakalimutan niya na iwan yung sapatos niya sa labas. So in other words, ay tumakbo sa loob, dala-dala niya kanyang sapatos. And then, andun na siya, nasa harap na siya, and he is, taking darshan of the deities. And then, very politely, one devotee lumapit kay Maharaj at sabi niya, Maharaj, please excuse me, but I think you forgot to leave your shoes outside. And he was surprised. I'm sorry. I was in a hurry and I was so much, thinking of Krishna. So I forgot this, to leave my shoes, outside the door. So this scenario shows na, we have rules and regulations that we follow, and well and good. Pero yung pinakamataas na rule, golden rule, is always remember Krishna and never forget him. So si Maharaj, alala si Krishna. I was remembering Krishna na nakalimutan niya na, out of his hectic or very parang nagmadali, naiwan yung sapatos. So that shows that the golden rule is always to remember. We may transgress, for example, or not follow the rules and regulation for some reason or another. Pero the golden rule should be still there. Siya yung pangibabaw. The other rules are below, of Of course, the rules should be followed as much as possible, but sometimes they can be transgressed in some occasions. Ibig sabihin, minsan hindi mo na kailangan, susundin din. Basta you remember Krishna and never forget him. Okay? So isa po yung isang example na binigay natin just to illustrate anong ibig sabihin nito. Now, we proceed So just right under the verse translation of the Padma Purana, may question tayo. What means can help one follow this injunction? What do you do to remember Krishna? Okay? So magsusulat po tayo dyan. Please take your pen and pencil. Okay, what you will do, I'll give you a few minutes to write it down. What do you do? Anong gagawin ninyo? Anong gagawin ninyo so that you can remember Krishna? So life is full of up and downs. Unexperienced devotees will especially, before you write it down, yung mga inexperienced devotees will especially remember Krishna when he's down. Pagka tayo ay medyo may problema, tsaka lang tayo maalala si Lord, si God, si Krishna. But more experienced devotees also remember Krishna, to be thankful to Krishna and take shelter of him even when everything seems to be great. So the general tendency, pagka okay, masaya, nakalimutan si Lord. Okay? Masaya tayo kasi. Okay? Pero pagka meron tayong mga tribulations in our life na dumarating, mga problema, that's the only time that we remember Krishna or the Lord. Diba? That is a general tendency, ako ganun din ako, biktima din ako dyan eh. Okay? I'm not saying that I am above this, although I'm teaching it, but sometimes I get caught up with this also. Na tsaka maalala natin very fervently magdasal tayo kay Krishna or kay Lord pag may problema. Pero pag masaya, walang problema, we may be going to church, going to the temple, pero parang out of kailan ko lang responsibility, duty, but yung really sincere prayer ay medyo wala. So now please maybe write 1 or 2 or 3, the most maximum, tatlo po. What you do so you can remember Krishna. You can remember Krishna. Please write it down, and at the end we can ask a couple of you who would like to share what you have written. I give you maybe around 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes to write it down. Okay, again, 1 or 2, 3 maximum of what you should do or we should do to remember Krishna. One more minute, and we can call upon. I'm just gonna, randomly pick in the names dito sa atin listahan. Again, due to time constraint, sana kayo ay lahat makapagsalita at makapag-share. But because our time is just limited, pipili lang po ako na maybe maximum 5 of you. And let's see how it goes yung time natin. Maximum 5. Okay. And if I call up your name and you haven't written anything yet, or for some reason you don't really want to speak out or share, that's fine, and we can go to the next person. Okay. Now, saan dito? Si Monica Ortiz. Are you there? You can, hello, good evening. So meron ka na sulat?
Yes.
Please share with us how you can remember Krishna.
I do have three here. I listed three. I just wanted to share that I am still a part of Catholic community. But the thing is, the reason why I am here is because I think that the spiritual messages is the same, and I don't see any difference in terms of the messages. And yeah,
Yeah.
so I have
Absolutely.
here
Absolutely.
number one is I pray every single time. Like for example, I would eat, I would pray. Before I get up in the morning, I would pray. After
Yeah.
doing something, I would pray. Before
Wow.
taking a bath, I would pray. So I always give time to think about him, because I think every single thing that I do should be I think I think dapat po I can still remember him. So that is the number one thing. Number two is
Okay.
I offer everything to him. I
Mm-hmm.
try as much as possible whenever I am a singer songwriter. I dance a lot, and there are a
Wow.
lot of things that I do in my life. So every time that I am being invited to speak or to perform in the stage, I would give some time to tell him that I offer this performance to you, I offer this
Mm-hmm.
practice to you, I offer this everything that I do, I offer this
Mm-hmm.
to you. That is the second one. And
Mm-hmm.
the third one is
Number
when
two. Yeah.
I meditate on three things. The first one is I thank him for everything. I thank him for the maybe bad things and good things. I thank him for everything. And the second one is I will
Mm-hmm.
tell him that I offer everything to him. And then the third thing is please forgive me with all my sins, because all of us are sinners. So I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Wow. Very profound, actually. Thank you very much for sharing. And as you said it, bago ka nag-share, that there are similarities and coloralis with different, not only the Christian faith, Catholic faith, but all the major religions of the world, they have similarities. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Next, let me see, going down the line here. Pipili naman tayo ng lalaki. Huh? Wait one second. I was looking at Raymond Alfred Lopez. Ayun. Are you there? Ayan siya.
Hello
Hopefully he
po.
can share. Ayun. Good
Hello po.
evening,
Ano po yung
Raymond.
good evening po. Ano po yung question? Kakapasok ko lang po kasi.
Ay, kapas. Okay, okay. Mag-skip na lang tayo, just for I'm sorry, nakapapasok mo lang pala. It's
Okay
not
po.
a problem. We'll skip you kasi medyo, sorry about that.
Sorry po.
Okay. Si Bhakta Rolly. Bhakta Rolly, are you there? Please share with us. Oh, drive. Okay, fine. Next. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Next. Si Bhakta Oliver. Oliver. Yeah. Please share with us. How do you remember Krishna? Are you speaking but we can't hear you?
How about now, Prabhu? Can you hear me?
That's okay. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sorry, Prabhu, kasi naka-Bluetooth speaker ako and then the Bluetooth speaker, wala pong mic, so I had to unpair pa. Anyway, Prabhu, thank you for choosing me, Prabhu. First is chant the holy name and avoid on and off devotion. Kagaya nga ng sabi mo kanina, Prabhu, there are occasions na iisip lang natin si Krishna pag halimbawa we are in tribulations, which is I agree. I experienced that first off kahit
Mhm.
pa hindi ako nai-introduce pa sa Krishna consciousness. Kumbaga,
Mhm.
isa sa mga naging talagang pagsubok sa buhay ko is when my mom went to the hospital and then after 51 days ICU, she died. Doon talaga ako
Oh,
natuto. Kumbaga talagang kahit ako maging hypocrite
condolence.
ako, pumunta talaga ako ng simbahan. Hindi pa ako nai-introduce sa Krishna consciousness noon. My mother died at March 3rd, 2019. So doon, kahit ka ako magmukha akong hipokrito dahil pumapasok na ako ng simbahan. And, you know, that was really trying time in my life. So yun nga, from that point on until na-introduce nga ako sa Krishna consciousness, I try and avoid on and off devotion. So for me, chanting the holy name is one
Mhm.
good practice for that. And then the second is perform your duties while being Krishna conscious. So sa atin, kagaya nga
Mhm.
ng natanong ko din si Prabhu Radhacharandas na sabi ko, Prabhu, dapat ba maging kalbo din kami and maging monk din kami? Sabi niya,
Mhm.
no, you don't have to do that. That is not the purpose of Krishna consciousness. You do your duty. If you're a father, be a father. If you're a business owner, do your business. If you are a husband, be a husband. But know that you need to
Opo.
perform these duties while being Krishna conscious. So that's the second. So
Ayun.
when you are Krishna conscious while performing duties, I believe meron ka ng guide, may gabay ka na, Prabhu, sa mga do's and don'ts mo
Mhm.
while performing your duties. And then the third is, know that devotion is a
Mhm.
process, not an all or nothing deal. Sa akin yun, that is,
Mhm.
kumbaga, one of the most important things that you keep in mind and do for you to be able to remember Krishna. Kasi ang sa akin, Prabhu, like ano nga, you try to be Krishna conscious as much as you can. But there are certain situations that you
Yes.
are driven into your old habits. Yun, ako again, first hand,
Okay.
nadanas ko yun. So sometimes I go through some kind of
Mhm.
spiritual crisis and then I think, oh, devotion is a process. It's not an all or nothing din na,
Yeah.
nagkamali ka
Yeah.
ng one time, hindi na ako devotee, ayoko na, alis na ako.
Exactly.
So that's not it.
Exactly.
No, yun lang, those are the three things that I've written down, my thoughts.
Yeah.
Prabhu, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Oliver. Very profound also. Again, due to time constraint, pipili na lang tayo ng dalawa na lang, ano? Si Bhaktin Jonah and then si Bhaktin Milka. Okay, para makapahanda si Milka. So Bhaktin Jonah first, tapos si Bhaktin Milka. Please
Hare
share with
Krishna,
us.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
And thank you for your
Hare
class tonight.
Krishna.
We always miss your class, Prabhu. There. Um,
Talaga.
yes.
Thank
Yun,
you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
just like what Monica said, like when we think of suffering, we always think about our Catholic faith then, aside from Krishna consciousness. Because when you think about it, parating sumasagi sa atin si Jesus Christ, how he suffered, and how we saw the
Mhm.
bliss and the blessings that comes from his suffering. And just like us, ako ang dami ko ring drama sa buhay eh. Like, I'm not taken,
Mhm.
or I'm taken for granted, or
Mhm.
I'm not appreciated, ganon. But I've learned through this consciousness that there is purification in every suffering. na Krishna purifies you, and everything in Krishna is good. Kahit masugatan ka, mabalian ka, it's still Krishna's blessing to you kasi things could have happened worse pero yan lang ang binigay niya sa'yo. And then naaalala ko rin when you talk about suffering, kasi I'm really parang passionate about reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, yung the prayer of Queen Kunti, that sige na, bigay mo na sa akin lahat ng paghihirap, basta through this maaalala kita, okay lang. I also hold on to that. Pero wag naman masyado.
Yes.
Wag naman masyado. May bawi.
Medyo lang.
Medyo lang. Yung kaya-kaya. But then, yeah, like Oliver sabi niya, ako always chant and never forget to chant. Kasi mahirap yung struggle to chant. Pag hindi ka nagising ng 5:30, talagang struggle na to keep your minimum.
Yes.
But then always remember to chant. Sabi nga ni Guru Maharaj, for you to progress in chanting, chant kahit anong mangyari, mag-chant ka pa rin. And finish your rounds. And ako yung isa sa practical, ko rin is to always check my altar. If you keep a deity at home, always check your deity. Wag mong pabayaan. Kasi that's also one way to remember Krishna.
Remember.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Bhakti Jonah. Thank you very much for sharing that. And last but not the least, of course, si Bhakti Milka. Please share with us what you have. How do you remember Krishna?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Nasabi na po lahat ng mga magaganda. Kaya, share ko na lang po kung yung isang way na ginagawa ko to remember the Lord. Deliberately ginagawa ko lahat ng dadaanan ko, at least kung saan ako madalas pupunta or kung ano lang hinahawakan ko around my house. Naglalagay ako ng picture. Halimbawa po sa iPad, lagi kong hawak yung iPad. Pag bubuksan ko, yun yung wallpaper ko. Yun po. Tsaka another one is to attend the class. Class niyo, Prabhu, sa ibang classes po. Kasi yung knowledge, yung education na pag mas marami tayong alam, parang mas paglabas natin in the material or material world or kapag maharap tayo sa ibang tao, ginagawa natin yung duties natin, mas madaling maalala kasi mas marami tayong alam about the Lord.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Bhakti Milka, for sharing with us. Okay, so I think we got the point. Everybody got the point. We have to make an effort, to remember Krishna or the Supreme Lord or the Lord. With whatever, kung ano man yung path na tinatahak natin ngayon, whatever religion may be, it's always important to remember the Lord. Kasi we can never expect what's going to happen just around the corner. Hindi natin alam na biglang baka ikaw ay madulas o ikaw ay ganito ganyan, may accident. So if you're always remembering Krishna, then in the Bhagavad Gita, sabi nga, the consciousness, whenever you are, at the end of this lifetime, it will propel you. It will push you towards that direction. So if you think of Krishna, of course, it's easier said than that. Kung naisip mo si Lord, if you are training your mind to always think of Him every now and then, sabi pa nga 24 hours a day, kung pwede, we try to remember Krishna or the Lord. So if things happens, by a split second, biglaan, if we have the habit of always remembering Krishna, then we are, transported to Krishna Loka or to the abode of, the Supreme Lord. So kaya nga napaka-importante, kaya nga ito yung golden rule to always remember Krishna and wag natin siya makalimutan. Okay, So we go to the next page, which is yung pangalawang topic natin for this evening. Sadhana Bhakti. Ito ay page 7, kung hindi ako nakamali. Ano? Yes. Meron na naman kayo isusulat, ano? Pero bago kayo magsulat, meron tayong scenario. We have a scenario here. You are sick in bed. Sana hindi naman COVID, ano? You are sick in bed. Ano lang, yung trangkaso lang siguro. Or whatever, headache, something like that. So may sakit ka, and then on one side, sa kabilang side, ay nakikita niyo yung drawing siguro sa inyong manuals, student manuals. Meron nakatayo na doctor at one side of the bed. And she or he, the doctor, is giving you advice. A qualified, by the way, a qualified doctor nandiyan sa tabi mo. And dito naman sa kabila, meron kang kaibigan. Well-meaning friend who wants to give you his opinion. Okay? So yun po ang scenario. Ikaw ay nakahiga, meron kang kaibigan kabila, may doktor sa kabila. Who do you listen to? Sino ang papakinggan mo sa kanila dalawa? Just quickly, you can write it down or in the chat box, or you can say it out. Sino pakinggan mo? Yung doktor o yung kaibigan mo? Pero the kaibigan mo is a well-wishing friend, So just quickly, who would like to doctor, sabi ni Christine. Okay, na-type na siya. Christine. Kaibigan, si Bhakti Gale, sabi. Friend, si Bhakta RJ. Iba-iba. Bhakti RA, si yung doktor, ang pakinggan niya. Okay? Wala na ba iba? Okay, I think that's more than enough that we can just to get a. Si Bhakti Milka, thank you friend, pero doctor is the expert. Ayun. Okay. So, in this scenario, although yung kaibigan nga, sabi nga ni Milka, is there, and we need that actually. Kailangan din natin kaibigan sa tabi natin pagka may sakit, di ba? To encourage us. But when it comes to medical, knowledge and medical expertise, kailangan pakinggan natin yung doktor. Ay, sabi ni Oliver, friend trangkaso. Trangkaso lang kasi, friend lang na lang. No need for doctor. May point naman siya. Trangkaso, just a common cold lang kami naman kasi. Okay, but the point here is that we have to, seek the expertise of a person kung baga ay siya ay trained in this particular field. Although yung well-wishing friend ay he means well, pero wala siyang alam, wala siyang wala siyang training, wala siyang education or experience for that matter. So in other words, yung atin dito reflection natin, makikita ninyo personal reflection. Meron ipapasulat ko sa inyo. There are four questions. There are 4 questions, and reflecting on this scenario that we gave. In other words, ito ang ibig sabihin po ng scenarios that in different situation in our life, we have to seek a professional, yung may alam, marunong. Hindi lang yung may alam lang. Okay? Baka instead of helping us, it will may get worse, become worse for siya. So, going to the next task that you will all have to do. What symptoms of material disease do you see in yourself? Ito po ay personal reflection. And again, if you feel uncomfortable to share, it's okay. You don't need to share it. You can still benefit from realizing at malalaman mo yung sa sarili mo. Okay, it's more of an exercise for yourself. But if you want to share with us, it's good. So what symptoms of material disease do you see in yourself and want to overcome? Be specific. Okay. Siguro just for time, for sake of time, isa lang ano, pero sabi dito kasi sa baba, three specific examples. Pero we'll just limit it to one lang. Isa na lang ano. So what symptoms of material disease do you see in yourself and want to overcome? Be specific. First question. Second question, why must you cure your material disease? What pain has it brought you in your life? Try to remember some specific examples. Number 3 question, what signs of spiritual health do you want to see develop in yourself as you make spiritual advancement throughout life? Be specific. Again, isa lang po isulat natin. And then last question, why must you become spiritually healthy? How exactly will your life improve? Again, okay, so wag na natin sundin yung 3 specific examples. Isa na lang. So, kung baga nakikita natin, there is the material disease in one hand, and there is the spiritual health. Okay, spiritual health. Yung kalusugan, pero hindi yung kalusugan ng katawan, kundi yung spiritual, yung kaluluwa natin. Ano? So, in one hand, material, and the other hand, yung spiritual. Okay? So, please write down just one. You may think, yung what comes to mind immediately, yung prominent sa isip mo. So I'll give you a couple of minutes, siguro mga 3 minutes ulit, you know. Ayan, na-share ni Radha Charan Prabhu yung questions sa screen para makita ninyo. Please go ahead. So, I will just be calling 2 or 3, yung hindi pa natin natawag, ano, 2 or 3. Again, if you don't feel comfortable to share, that's fine. And we can skip you and then we go to the next person. So, dalawa tatlo lang ang ano natin, pipiliin amongst you. And, kasi medyo mahaba yung 4 yun eh. Okay, and then, we can then go to the next topic of this evening. So 1 minute. We can extend 2 more minutes kasi medyo 4 yun eh. 4 na question, you know. So to give you enough time to answer, you know. So we can extend, I give you 2 more minutes. So 1 more minute. Okay. So we'll just choose three participants for this actions for this particular task, and I will name them right now para makapaghanda sila. And or if you don't want to, you can tell me right away para makapili tayo. So ang una ay si Bhaktin Emma, and then si Ananda Radha, and then si Kishori Radha. Okay, so baka magtaka kayo ba't may pangalan sila. They are already devotees. So as I've mentioned earlier, nag-join sila sa atin ngayon. So ayan. So first, Ananda Radha, Prabhu, di pa ako tapos. Aha. Okay, sandali ha. So si Bhaktin Emma, are you ready? Kung hindi, then I can choose another one. Andyan ba si Bhaktin Emma? Are you there? Would you like to share with us?
Hello po. Hello.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay lang wala akong video.
Yes. It's okay lang. Marinig ka naman namin.
Hare Krishna everyone. I find it hard to answer. Although there's one thing in my mind.
Yes.
Number of question, my answer to that is food. Specifically fast food. 'Di ba madali lang bilhin. Tapos I am at my golden age now, and my doctor says na dapat careful na sa pagkain. Pero ang daming temptation about the food kasi sa paligid natin yun lang ang madaling makain, mga fast food. That's the struggle, and for the good of myself also, and I must choose food.
Okay.
That's kaya kaya God's will na nakasali ako dito sa community. Nakilala ko si Radha Sharan, nalaman ko yung mga pagkain.
Yes.
Yes, I'm very thankful to God for this. And the next question, spiritual, ano ba yun? Kalimutan ko. Hindi ko kasi nasulat, binasa ko lang. Kaya nakalimutan ko. Okay. Signs of spiritual health do you want to develop in yourself? Even before I wanted to develop a good meditation. Even before na nandito ako nalaman ko ang community na to, I really wanted to do the perfect meditation. Sa isip ko kasi good meditation, I find it healthy to myself and within myself. Kahit before nalaman ko na without anything background, without any knowledge, I just found it within myself na maganda ang meditation with relation within ourselves. And I'm also really thankful na nakasali ako dito kasi I find it meditation, doing good meditation can develop good relationship to God and to Krishna. And I found it a good meditation.
Yes.
We can develop a harmonious relationship to others, to our community, and be a community conscious. That's uh, uh, an improvement, no, of what meditation can make us. Tapos na
Okay. Yung,
nasagot ko ba yun?
yung last question. Yeah. Yung last, why must you become spiritually healthy? Bakit kailan ba tayo magiging malusog spiritually? Anong
Yes,
kailangan
of
i-improve sa
course.
buhay natin?
Ang isang tao dapat spiritually healthy kasi may kulang sa isang tao if we don't find ourselves the meaning of our life. And through spiritual healthy, makikilala natin kung sino tayo, saan tayo nagmula, at ano ang kahulugan ng buhay, at magiging fruitful citizen, fruitful individual to God especially and to others and to our family, direct family. And with that, we become a good person, not just to ourselves
Yes.
and to the community. Para naman magiging pagwala na tayo sa mundo, at least may maiwan tayong legacy. Just being a good person. And someday, somehow, hindi tayo paikot-ikot lang sa mundo. Remain as we are like this. And through knowing Krishna, maiba na din ang kinabukasan natin in other life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much, Emma.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing with us. Yeah. Kung ano man ang maisabi niyo o maisulat niyo, you know, it's worth it, you know. So thank you for that. Ngayon si Ananda Radha, she told me na mag-skip muna siya. So pipili tayo ng isa pa. Si Bhakta Heber. Bhakta Heber. Pero bago si Bhakta Heber, unahin muna natin si Kishori Radha kasi namagit ko na kanina siya. And then after sa kanya, si Bhakta Heber. Okay, please go ahead and share with us.
Can you hear me? Hare Krishna, yes. Everyone. Good evening. Opo. So let's see again the question kasi nagpasa ako kay Prabhu. Heard the trend question. So what symptoms of material disease do you see in yourself? Medyo deep. Kasi although of course some would maybe ask why is it still happening knowing that you already stay in the temple. I feel like for me my greatest material disease is my mental health problem. You know, as I grow in my spiritual path, which I hope I am, and I pray that I am growing, I want to overcome this badly. Why? Because I feel like I have to be more conscious of others than myself. You know, kaya nga Krishna consciousness. So, but in return, I feel like pag conscious ka sa others, and if you give more time na i-take care yung others, you don't have to give time to take care of yourself. Kasi they will effortlessly take care of you. So it's like, you know, this kind of loving relationship we have here is so rich, very rich na it does not require any money, anything in return, that you do it selflessly. And I think that's something we all hankering for, you know, something what do you call this, unconditional love. And so with this, I feel like for me at least, this health mental problem is not actually a problem, but it's just up to you how you will like use this to um, grow in a specific spiritual journey or whatever journey na tinitake mo. Kasi the main or the most important, of course, as we study the path of devotional service, the path to learn more about Krishna, is to take care of others, and with that, others will take care of us, and that's something really I appreciate in this community. So yun lang po. Thank you, Prabhu Sridham. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you, Kishori Radha. So next I see Heber. Si Bakta Heber. Andan ba kayo?
Hello, Prabhu.
Okay, sige, marinig ka namin.
Yes, sandali. I-con-connect nyo yung video. Or kahit hindi na.
Nasa iyo kung if you want to open the video or not, it's up to you. We can still hear you. Nawala.
Hello.
Nawala.
Hello.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Sensya na itong computer itong gamit ko. Wala palang webcam. Kaya I tried here sa phone para may video sana. Pero ito na lang.
Yeah.
So,
Okay na yan.
what symptoms of material disease do you see in yourself? Sabi dito sa question, which want to overcome. It's really mahirap na question na sagutan kasi napakaraming aspect po, Prabhu.
Okay.
Pero siguro yung tulad sabi ni Mother Bhakti Emma kanina na about sa foods kasi we all sometimes hard to control our tongues, especially sa junk foods. Pero minsan may mga naririnig tayong mga ibang kasama natin sa academy na minsan gusto nilang no junk foods ako until ganitong date, until especially sa mga fasting days, di ba? Janmashtami, until Janmashtami, no junk foods ako. May mga ganong mga discipline tayong mga naririnig from other kasama natin. And it's sometimes hard na to skip or from time to time, especially pag mga nagka-travel, fast food or junk foods. So that one I want to overcome. Although si Mother Emma, sabi niya nasa golden age na sila. And kami naman is nasa kumbaga 20s na age, kumbaga age na sige kahit anong kainin, okay lang, soft drinks, ganyan. Pero still na-inspire ako kay Mother Emma dun sa sinabi nila na yung time natin tsaka yung health nga natin is very precious. So why not we follow the Vedic way of eating discipline, which is we only eat sattvic foods, which are the healthy ones. So yun ang how to overcome, which siguro sama-sama lang sa mga devotees na tulad nila Prabhu Radhacharan. Sa inyo Prabhu na discipline is really kumbaga very strict. So para kami din mahawahan. So, ayun. Why must we cure your material disease? What pain has it brought? So far naman, hindi pa ako nakakaroon ng gastrointestinal pains, material problems dahil sa eating junk foods before. Pero I don't want to dumating sa point na dahil sa kakakain ng mga ganung foods, junk foods. Tsaka hindi rin safe Yeah, we practice as much as possible yung walang halo, diba? So those are the things, specific examples na we encounter in our daily lives. So thank you everyone for letting me share that experience to you. Haribo.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, ayun na po. Again, paulit-ulit ko yung sinasabi yung, yung time constraint natin. Although we like to really hear from everyone, pero dahil sa atin oras na maiksi lang. So I think everyone got the point of this exercise we just did. You know, going inside yourselves and being introspective and reflecting sa bawat isa, ano yung mga challenges, at mga kailangan i-accomplish natin. Challenges in a material point of view, mga sakit natin. Ito, I was thinking more although tama naman yung mga nationalities you see in yourself and want to overcome. For example, anger, greed, pride, envy, all these things that parang nagiging detrimental o naging hadlang sa ating progress in spiritual, path. And then how can we cure? For example, yung sakit mo ay mainggiting ka na tao o madali ka magalit. How can you cure that kind of disease? What pain has it brought you? For example, in your life, halimbawa, ikaw ay madaling magalit, tapos pinagsigawan mo, sinuntok mo isang tao, and then dinimanda ka. Kasi I try to remember specific examples, di ba? So let's say, sinuntok mo siya, o dinimanda ka na, nakulong ka, for example. I'm just giving a hypothetical example. And then what signs of health do you want to see develop in yourself? Spiritual health, do you want to see in yourself to make spiritual advancement? So, for example, kagaya na gusto ko na iwasan mga bisyo so that I can develop a more spiritual, centered life. And then the last question is, why must you become spiritually healthy? Bakit? How it will exactly improve your life? In this teachings, meron material body and spiritual well-being. Okay? So kung pabayaan natin yung spiritual well-being or your health, sabi nga sa Bible, what profit a man has if he has the whole world but loses himself? Okay, so you may have everything in life, in material facilities, pero pinabayaan mo naman yung spiritual, well-being mo. So it's almost like missing the point. You're missing the point of this life. Before we go to our next page na po tayo, what is sadhana? And we just go quickly here. I'll just share to you a story. Narinig ko lang din sa isang guru. So this is in India, a very wealthy industrialist, business person, daming pera niya, big huge house, all the facilities there. So he had this habit, pagka nakakuha siya ng isang what do you call this, golden block or stone, kasi ganun ka siya kayaman. If he was able to get that and buy through his money, he will in front of his house or mansion house, maglalagay siya ng bandera or flag sa harap. So yung guru pumunta doon at inibita siya. So tinanong, what is this flag all about? Sabi niya ganun nga. So sabi niya, na-realize, daming flag sa harap. Sabi niya, mayaman talagang tao na to. So anyway, after the visit, palis na yung guru, the spiritual master or the sadhu, saintly person. Sinabi niya sa host, yung may-ari, yung pinakamayaman na tao. Sabi niya, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Meron akong needle, small needle lang, can you hold on to this, please? And in your next life, please hand it back to me. Okay. Nagkamot ng ulo yung mayaman ta. Sabi niya, paano ko ibigay sa iyo in your next life? How can I give it to you? Ano bang makikita ba tayo? Something like that. So sabi ng guro, ito yung maliit na needle, hindi mo kaya nga dalhin. Kaya mo pa dalhin yung mga kayamanan mo in your next life. Okay, so you get the point of the story. Yung maliit lang nga na hindi niya madala-dala, yung bultong-bulto na yayaman, lalo na hindi madadala. So the moral of the story is that, as we said in the Bible, you may have all what profit a man has if he has all the world in his disposal, but he loses his life or his soul. So we cannot bring all this material opulence in our next life, not a single cent. Not a single cent we can bring it in our next life. But what we can bring is our spirituality. Yun po ay madala-dala natin. Kaya sabi ng kanina sa last, why do we have to be healthy, spiritually healthy? Kasi yun na po yung ang mas importante. Okay? So anyway, we go to our next topic. What is sadhana? So I'm reading here, what does the word sadhana mean? The following are definitions taken from Munier Williams Dictionary. The means to achieve an end, carrying out, or bringing about. So we compare that to the definition of Srila Prabhupada in the books of Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada says, devotional service performed according to rules and regulations. Yun ang po ang sinasabing sadhana. Practice for the spiritual world. The beginning stages of devotional service leading up to Bhava, Bhakti, and Prema Bhakti. Ito po yung mga Bhava, Bhakti, and Prema Bhakti. It may be kind of strange to your hearing right now. Pero these are the highest or topmost level of spirituality in a practice of, in practice of spiritual realization. Mga pinnacle, the topmost, yung Bhava, Bhakti, and Prema Bhakti. Prema Bhakti means love of God. And then, a means to awaken the dormant service instinct. So yun po yung, according to Srila Prabhupada, yung ibig sabihin ng sadhana. So when you say practice for the spiritual world, number 2 point, bullet point, practice for the spiritual world, what we are doing now is preparing ourselves to go back to the kingdom of God or the spiritual world. Okay? Paghandaan natin yun. Ibig sabihin, pinapractice na natin dito pa lang. For example, paano magdasal, paano magsakripisyo, so that when we get to the spiritual world or the kingdom of God, alam na natin ang ginagawa. Kasi pinapractice na natin dito in our present life in the material world. A means, and then the last bullet point mark, a means to awaken the dormant service instinct. So alam naman natin, our love of God ay nandyan lang. Dormant is just like lying dormant and kept within our hearts and minds, and it has to just be bring out or brought out. Instinct, sabi instinct, di ba? Ibig sabihin, by nature we are lovers of God and servants of God by nature. Yun ang instinct natin, just like the dog. Yung instinct ng dog ay mag-amoy. Di ba? Makita mo yung aso, he's led by the nose. Amoy siya dito, amoy siya dyan, amoy siya dyan. Yun ang instinct niya. So our dormant, our service instinct, our instinct is to serve. And we are lovers of God. Minamahal natin yung Diyos. And how, as in the previous lesson natin, how do we show our love? Is to serve. And then now, we go to the next, sa baba lang po, two main categories or levels of sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti, dalawang level. May isa Vaidhi bhakti and Raganuga bhakti. So, in a layman's term, ito yung Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, yung mga rules and regulations, do's and don't. Na bawal gawin itong dapat mo gawin. So these are governed, in Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, governed by rules and regulations. Ito yung Raganuga Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti is spontaneous. Spontaneous siya na showing our love and devotion to Krishna. Kasi sa simula, tayo ay parang nangangapa pa, so we need to follow rules and regulations. So that is the start. Baga parang starting point. And then as we progress, darating ng time na hindi na kailan pagsabihan pa, ay ito gawin mo, ito bawal yan. Kasi you have already gone through that stage. Okay, give an example, brushing our teeth. Everybody brush their teeth, pero we do it spontaneously. Diba? Pero nung we are young, sinisaway pa tayo o pinapagalitan pa tayo ng mga magulang. Oy, brush your teeth before you go to sleep, or you wake up, brush your teeth. So those are rules and regulation na kailangan natin sundin when we're still young. Mga bata pa tayo. But now we went through that stage already. Now we are doing it spontaneously. Hindi na kailangan pagsabihin ng magulang, oy, mag-brush ka na ng teeth nga dyan. Hindi na, kasi alam mo na eh. Spontaneously, you do it. I just gave a, kind of a material example, a graphic example, just to show ito yung two main categories of levels of sadhana bhakti. Of course, there's a lot to discuss here sa itong mga sinasabi by the Bhakti and the Raga Bhakti. And we can also give examples, but we'll say we have to go, to our next end para matapos natin itong topics natin for this evening. So that ends our Unit 1 or Chapter 1. And we go to Unit 2, which is maiksi lang naman ito, 2 pages lang. Unit 2 or Chapter 2. The daily schedule. Okay. So makikita niyo po yung schedule dyan. May general daily program at saka may beginner's daily program. Okay. So makaiba sila, makaiba yung timings, so beginner's daily program, walang specific time. There's no specific time. But in a general daily program, meron specific time. For example, 5 o'clock, madaling araw, alas 5 ng umaga, you wake up. And then when you wake up, meron 30 minutes na pagitan that you chant. Of course, within the 30 minutes, ikaw ay maghilamos, for example, or if kung kaya mo ay maligo ka na, brush your teeth, put on fresh clothes. And then 5:30 you chant. Or, if whatever religion may follow, you may, pray the rosary, for example. So then, isang oras po yun. Then 6:30, someone can wake the children kung nasa pamilya kayo, okay? Gigisingin ng mga bata and then prepare for the artik, yung puja, kung kayo may temple, may altar, mag-offer na kayo ng incense and all those things, the flowers. And then at 7 o'clock, ito na yung temple room, so-called temple room sa bahay ninyo, kung saan banda yung altar, mag-offer na kayo yung kailangan offer, bulaklak o mga incense. And then chant 1 round together, ibig sabihin kasama ng mga bata, gising na sila, nakapaligo na sila, you chant 1 round together with your children. And then 7:30 ay breakfast na, almusal, and then 8 o'clock you go to work if you have a job to, attend to. So ito yung general daily program. Ito yung for beginners, ibig sabihin medyo ngayon pa lang magsisimula, mag-practice nito. So you rise at least half an hour early than at present. So let's say, for example, nagigising ka alas 7, you wake up 6:30. Medyo sakripisyo na 30 minutes muna. And you cut your sleep to 30 minutes. Okay? I think that's manageable enough. And then you bathe and you get yourself ready. Chant japa for 15 to 30 minutes or pray the rosary. Read Bhagavad Gita for 15 minutes or your Bible. And then take prasadam or you take your meal, breakfast, and prepare yourself for work. Okay? So, ito yung may task tayo gagawin, Ito yung na-describe natin na mga time frame for this is just a guide. It's not written in stone na, ay, ito talaga ang gagawin natin. It's not written in stone. It can be changed. It's flexible. Pero you get the general idea na anong gagawin mo sa umaga. So awakening, in order to be able to rise so early in the morning, you need to know why, discuss, and list the reason here. So bago natin i-discuss, I would like to know from your end, bakit kailan tayo magising ng maaga? There's a saying in English, the early bird gets the early worm. So there's a saying. So there, I'm giving a clue for everyone. So please write down, ano sa tingin ninyo, why do we need to wake up early? Rise early. What's there? What's the advantage? So you may just write one or two na mga reasons, and then we can discuss and elaborate further. So I give you 1 or 2 minutes. Just write one. Why do you think it's important, to rise up early? O may nag-ano na, ang bilis si Bhakti RJ. To catch the quiet hours for meditating. Okay, good. Pwede nyo rin, just like Bhakti RJ, you can also just write it directly dyan sa chat box. Or if you want, you can write it down first and then sabihin nyo sa amin. Si Monica Ortiz, nagtaas siya ng kamay. So, yes. You want to say something? To share something? Monica? Yeah?
I think the reason why we should wake up early, ideally before the sun rises, is because we need to make an alignment to the nature. Like we need to follow the rules of the nature. For example, the reason why the birds are early because they are aligned to their true nature. So I think that's one of the reason why.
Yeah. More on the scientific side, yeah. That's actually true. Thank you for that. Sino pang gusto mag-share? Why we should wake up early? What do you think is the... Kasi dapat intindihan natin, hindi lang yung, ay, magising ka umaga, ha? We have to have some, solid, substantial reason for that. Wala na ang gusto mag-share. Saan dito? Okay. So, to accomplish duties early. Ayan, si Bhakti Jonah. Thank you for that. Begin your day. Okay, back to Oliver. Begin your day well and eat well. Wow. Ayan. Very good. Very good sharing. Si Bhakti Milkaya, you want to say something? Please.
In a science, yung sa napag-aralan ko po, in a scientific sense, humans are not nocturnal. Ano tayo? Diurnal ba yung term? Pero we're not meant, or yung nature ng tao is not meant to be awake at night. So, and also besides that, nature of being human, when we wake up early, mas marami rin tayong magagawa later in the day. And makakatanggal siya ng tamad, actually. Yun lang.
Yeah. So thank you very much sa inyo lahat sa sharing ninyo, and it's all true, it's all correct that what you have said. We can have another course, or another session on this, just waking up early. Pero sino ba nagsabi kanina ang una ayan, si Bhakti RJ, this is very important and also scientific, by the way, na yung what we call a term in the term of in Sanskrit, tawag do ay Brahma Muhurta hour. It's the hour that 3 hours before sunrise. Okay. So, limbawa, sumisikat yung araw 5:30. So, bilang ka ng 3 oras bago mag 5:30. So, around 3:30, something like that. Okay. Or 6 o'clock misikat. So, that is the best time for meditation. Best time for meditation. Give example. Magbiyahe ka sa Manila. Alam naman natin traffic sa Manila, di ba? Okay. Madaling araw magbiyahe ka. Subukan mo magbiyahe ka madaling araw. Mabilis ba yung makarating sa gusto mong puntahan na destination? Yes, no. Yes. Kasi, syempre, obviously, walang traffic. Pero, magbiyahe ka kaya tanghali na. Can you reach your destination on time? I doubt it. I doubt it. You will reach, pero 1-2 oras biyahe. Compared to siguro 30 minutes, andun ka na pag madaling araw. So, similarly, in the early morning hours, walang traffic. Yung mind. Walang clutter in mind. It's all fresh. So you can go directly, you can connect much faster to the Supreme Lord or what in your meditation, in your prayer. Kasi walang sagabal eh. Walang hadlang. Okay, so you can reach there parang effortlessly. Of course, it's easier said than done. Medyo it takes time. It takes some training and to be discipline yourself, wake up early in the morning and not fall asleep. And ang kalaban din natin ay antukin din tayo kung hindi tayo masanay pa, ano. Oo nga, nagising ka pero antok ka naman. So you miss the point, ano. So it takes some time, some years, some practice to take some, para masanay yung katawan, yung mind. So yun ang what I can share, waking up early in the morning. All what you have said is all true. Alignment, just sabi nga, we cannot really discount or overemphasize the value of waking up early. And all traditions, major religion of the world, tignan mo sila, yung mga pari sa monastery, they wake up early in the morning to pray. So there is something there that the universe connects with itself, with the soul, with the Supreme Soul, whatever term you use it. It's always the best time for spirituality is early in the morning. Okay, now last but not the least na topic natin ngayon gabi ay yung appearance of a Vaishnava. Siguro kayo ay nagtataka. Sino ba kanina nagsabi kailan ba natin magkalbo, mag-shave up? Si iba kanina nagsabi, si Oliver yata yon. So appearance, so magtataka ka, yes Oliver, yeah, taas na. Sabi, magtataka ka, bakit ganito yung mga itsura ng mga ito? Just like for myself, I am also naka-shave up ako. Bakit naman ganitong suot nila? Bakit yung parang may takip yung ulo sa mga babae? Okay, so let us discuss this, briefly lang naman. Mind you pala, ito yung mga topics, this can be discussed and elaborated, and expanded, many times more. Pero this is just a parang introductory course, just to get a glimpse and some, understanding. So, Srila Prabhupada wanted the devotees who live in the temple to adopt a certain style of dress so that they will be recognizable as devotees of Krishna. Take note po, kung ikaw ay nakatira sa loob ng temple. So, kung ikaw ay nakatira sa labas ng temple, so you don't need to, as sabi nga kanina, you don't need to shave up your head, and it's up to you, This appearance is both simple and aesthetically pleasing. It reminds the devotee of his position as eternal servant to Krishna and helps one recognize him as spiritual authority. The dress, hairstyle, neck beads, tilak are all signs of a Vaishnava devotees like to identify himself as servant of Krishna. So, yung neck beads, for example, ito may suot ako neck beads. this is to signify that I am a parang medyo mabigat para I'm just like a dog as a servant of the Supreme Lord, So yung aso, di ba? Yung amo, siya yung sinusunod pala ng aso. So I'm just like a dog, and my master is the Supreme Lord. So that is one meaning of the neck beads. Yung hairstyle is just to keep it simple. I mean, shave for the mga lalaki. We don't require yung mga babae magpakalbo. Actually, in contrast, ay kailangan nga sila ay mapahaba na buhok. So here, merong mga blank hairstyle. The hairstyle as we are already speaking about. Male residential students, again, ito ay nasa loob ng temple, keep their heads shaved, leaving only a sikha. May sikha dito sa likod namin, yung tuft of hair. Okay. The Vedas explained that the sikha flag is necessary for performing blank. Sabihin ko na yung yagna. And in India, it distinguishes the Vaishnava from the Mayavadis. So, may ibang practitioners na kalbo buo sila, just like the Buddhists. They are practicing the philosophy of seeing God as the energy or a personal form of the Lord. So to distinguish yung devotee, a Vaishnava from them, nag-iiwan na ang buhok. So pag nakita mo, ito ganun sila. So immediately you can recognize, the practitioner of a certain tradition. While the female residential students should keep their hair tied back and their heads covered with the end of their saris, in a Vedic culture, this is a sign of chastity. Okay, chaste. Bakit tinatakpan yung buhok? Yung ulo, hindi na yung buhok. Kasama na yung buhok. Yung ulo, because it's a sign of chastity. Our Muslim brothers and sisters, they go to the extreme na makikita nyo ng mga babae nila, talagang they do not expose yung mahahaba yung, anong tawag doon? Sino ba may alam ng tawag doon na mga Muslim sisters natin na, pati yung paa hindi mo makikita, tapos yung mukha parang may takip palagi, abaya, I don't know. But may term sila dyan Okay. So ayan, again, that's the reason, baka makikita mo, makasalubong mo sila, jihab, sabi ni Kishore Radha. Thank you for that jihab. So kung makikita, makasalubong mo sila, that is a sign of chastity. Ang makakita lang sa kanila ay yung kanilang asawa. Okay? Of course, when they get back at home, they take it out. But in public, wala na ibang makakita sa kanila na, they're exposed. So that's a sign of chastity. Now, neck beads, ako ay medyo pabilis na kasi medyo lagpas na tayo sa oras. Ay yung tulasi neck beads, kagaya na banggit ko kanina, itong suot namin. Devotees wear neck beads made of tulasi wood to gain Krishna's favor and ward off inauspicious influence. Take note po ito, napaka-importante ito. Kumbaga sa ating traditional Filipino folklore, masasabi mo, ito ay parang anting-anting. Kumbaga ihambing man natin. But actually it's true. It wards off inauspicious, mga evil influences sa ghost, for example, embodied living entities, or mga masasamang whatever energy. This will ward it off. Ito yung neck bead because it's made of tulasi. Hindi siya yung basta-basta lang na kahoy. It's made of tulasi plant, which is a very special spiritual plant in the spiritual world. So if you're wearing this, one thing, of course, you are identified that you are the dog or the servant of Krishna. And at the same time, it also wards off, bad negative energy kung saan ka man napadpad o kung saan ka man nakatira. Persons who wear tulasi beads around the neck, who mark 12 places of their bodies as vicious temples, and who have Vishnu tilak on their forehead are to be understood as the devotees of the Lord, blank. Their presence purified the world, blank, and makes any place they stay as good as Vaikunta or the spiritual world. Okay? So may tilak tayo, ano? Kami, nandito makikita ninyo ako sa ngayon, mayroon akong tilak. Sacred clay from a sacred river in India. No? From the bottom of the river, may mga clay. Tapos bibilad nila, titigas. Nagiging parang bato siya. And then we mix it here. Pagdating dito, we mix it with water, put it in our palm, and then we apply it. Not only in our forehead, pero ay sa 12 parts of our body, which is nakikita ninyo sa next page. Okay? Please turn to the next page. Ayan, na-share ni Radha Charan. Ayan. So, hindi lang yung tilak or the sacred clay. It is in the Catholic or Christian tradition, it is like what you call anointing of the body. Anointing of the body. So we anoint our body in 12 parts. Okay? At the same time, applying the tilak, the sacred clay, with mantras. May kasama at saka yung anong mantra na yun, these are names of God. So in other words, we are, signifying that our body is a temple of God. Kasi we are marking it with the signs and the mantras of the names of God. Okay, that is the reason why meron kaming we wear this tilak. So for the forehead, dito sa forehead, we chant, while placing the tilak, we chant Om Keshavaya Namaha. And then yung belly dito sa bandang navel, Om Narayana Namaha. And then in the middle sa chest, Om Madhavaya Namaha. On the throat, dito sa throat banda, Om Govindaya Namaha. And then on the right side, dito sa right side, dito, Om Vishnavi Namaha. On the right upper arm, Om Madhusudaya Namaha. On the right shoulder, Om Trivikramaya Namaha. On the left side, sa left side naman, Om Vamanaya Namaha. Left upper arm, Om Sridharaya Namaha. Left shoulder, Om Hrishikesh Namaha. Tapos dito sa likod, upper back, Om Padmadabaya Namaha. Lower back, Om Damodaya Namaha. Tapos kung may natitira sa palm, you wipe remaining tilak on your sika dito sa likod. Om Vasudeva Namaha. Okay. So yun po yung parang sabihin na natin make-up ng isang devotee, di ba? Nag-susot na tayo, di ba? Nag-apply tayo ng mga cosmetic make-ups. Pero sa devotee, ito yung make-up namin. But there is a reason behind why. May nagtanong dito, every time, si Bhakti Milka, every time po ba need 12 parts of the body? Yes. Yes, it becomes a habit actually, ano? As I mentioned earlier, yung parang brushing the teeth, sa simula parang medyo weird or parang nanibago, ano? Pero for me, at least for myself, I've been doing this for the last 30 years. It's already like, a routine. Nakasama na, just like you brush your teeth, you don't think about it. Just brush your teeth. So, Prabhu, paano kapag may work po? Okay, ayan, this is more practical na question, na question na kaagad, question portion na kaagad. Yes, you can still apply just using water. Tubig lang gamitin. So, transparent siya, hindi makikita. Kasi kasi baka nag-apply ka ng tilak, pumasok ka sa opisina, sabihin, ano nangyari sa iyo? Meron kang yata pintura dyan sa noo mo. May dirt sa noo mo, nakalimutan mo ipahid. So they may misunderstand you or make fun out of you. So what you can do is actually just put water. Yung tubig lang siya. And then you put it in your forehead, Om Keshayavaya Namaha. important is you chant the names of God and the different parts of the body. And this will also protect you actually. Kung titignan nyo, left side, right side, forehead at the back, the head at the back, sa likod. So all around you, you are protecting yourself, with the names of God and marking it with the mark, with the tilak mark, of a Vaishnava tradition. Ayun. So I think we have come to the end of our session for this evening. And Unit 3 we'll be discussing next Thursday. Medyo mahaba-haba ito yung Unit 3, but I hope we can tackle it and finish it by next Thursday. So, meron ba kayong mga question or ito na, meron na nga question kay Bhakti Milka. Tuwing kailan po recommend mag-apply ng tilak? Yeah, good question. You apply it when you wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning when you take a bath. Pagtapos mo naligo, okay, you're still fresh, mag-apply ka ng tilak. Or whenever you take a bath, whenever you just, pagkatapos mo lang naligo, then you can apply. Kasi yung katawan mo ay malinis. Kasi, you have to invite the Lord when you are clean. Kasi kung madumi ka naman, paano ba si Lord ay pupunta sa isang lugar kung madumi, makalat? So, right after you have just freshened up yourself, brush your teeth, take a bath, then you apply this tilak and then chant the whole names while applying in your body. So yun ang recommended. You can just do it once a day in the morning. So the rest of the day, Pero kung gusto mo, let's say you take a shower when you get home, pwede rin. So when you go to sleep or you rest sa gabi, you are, the names of God are written all over your body. Okay, back to Oliver. We may apply tilak kahit di pa po kami initiated by a Diksha Guru. Wow, yeah, good question. Yes, pwede naman yun gawin, Of course, it's best that meron na initiation, but we're not really rushing that at this point in time. Nag-aaral pa lang tayo. Kasi importante ay maintindihan po natin what are these things. Mahirap naman na papasok tayo. Ay, hindi man natin alam anong mga yan. But yes, you can do it. There's no hindrance. There's no one stopping you. Actually, rather, it's more beneficial. It will make some progress. It will help you make progress in your spiritual life path or journey, because you're making one step, So all these things are what we are, sharing with you all, is to enhance and to bring out benefit for us in our spiritual practice. Another question kay Bhakti Milka. Last na po. Nasabi lang po kanina ni Ever Prabhu in passing. Bakit po magfa-fast on some days? Important po ba siya sa practice? Yeah. Good question, Bhakti Milka. Well, the fasting, meron health reasons, meron spiritual reasons din. Excuse me. It is important. In the scientific point of view, kailangan minsan ay ipapahinga natin yung digestive system natin. Kasi kung tatambakan lang natin na met, pagkain, it doesn't take rest. And you know naman what happens pagka walang pahinga. It will bog down or you get sick. Okay? So the fasting will pause. Parang pause mo na. Pahinga muna tayo. Okay? So that the body can recuperate. Okay? So that is in the health side of the the explanation of why there is fasting. On the spiritual side, there are days of fasting so that we can focus more our meditation on the Supreme Lord. or in the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, yung mga kanyang mga activities. So kasi pag fasting, kasi pag kumain tayo, may time na allocate for eating, no? Pero pag tinanggal na natin yung time for eating, we focus more on listen more or chant more for for Krishna's names and pastimes. So we dedicate more time. Yun po ang meaning. We can dedicate more time instead of eating. Yung eating na time na gagamitin, we can dedicate it for more increased chanting, increased hearing about related to the Supreme Lord. Sandali, saan ba tayo? Marisa Magsino, a devotee answered din, Prabhu, may spiritual advancement. Yes, tama po yan. That there's a spiritual advancement that we, lahat naman dito na we are trying to share with everyone, this will always uplift and, push us forward. Bhakta Makoy, Hare Krishna Prabhu, daliri lang po ba gamit ng pag-apply ng kilap o may equipment po? Okay. Meron din siya, you can use your finger, at pero meron din siyang parang stamp. Alam niyo yung stamp? Meron mabibili din yan. It's ready, yung stamp na yun ay parang may guhit na siya or may engraved na tilak na sign. Okay, may tulasi and then may tulasi leaf at saka may dalang lines. You just put it on the tilak and then put in your body, ganon mo lang siya. Pwede. Pero ako, sanay ako sa daliri, so daliri lang ginagamit ko. Christine, from Christine, Prabhu, how can we explain, describe Bhakti Yoga lifestyle to people who are not yet Krishna conscious in more simple and practical terms? Well, in a pinakamabilis that we can say, gumaga, para may test eh. Can you in a nutshell share Krishna consciousness or Krishna Bhakti Yoga lifestyle while you're riding in an elevator? Diba yung elevator sasakay ka, mabilis lang yan eh. So in a nutshell, describe parang ganun yung test eh. Na, well, we can say is that una-una, anything, what we practice here is that it will bring us closer to Krishna or God. Kasi, other traditions also can be there, but, Krishna consciousness has more details. We have more details on the rituals, for example, the ceremonies. So in a nutshell, it will bring us closer. This Krishna conscious or this Bhakti Yoga lifestyle can bring us closer to the Supreme Lord. And once we are closer to the Supreme Lord, everything follows. Peace of mind, happiness, bliss, fulfillment, it's all there. Because why? It's the Supreme Lord. Nasa Kanya na lahat eh. Meron bang wala sa Supreme Lord? Everything is there. So this practice of Bhakti Yoga will bring us closer to God. Okay? So sino mang ayaw nun unless you are really an atheistic or demonic person. So this will just bring us closer to God. And then once it's there, everything will just fall into place. We understand who we are, what's our goal, what's our destination, etc., etc. So in a nutshell, ganun po yung you can already say this. You can actually say this. This Bhakti Yoga process or practice will bring us closer to the Supreme Lord. I hope I answered that question kay Christine. Sergey, Prabhu, right hand lang po, di ba ang pag-apply ng tilak? Yes, tama po yan, right hand. And okay lang po ba sarili mag-apply? Yes. Okay naman. Yeah, actually, it should be like that. Pero syempre yung kagaya ng mga anak namin na medyo hindi pa marunong, kami na mag-apply para sa kanila. Okay, maliit pa sila. Pero of course, when they grow up, like for example, my son, when he was still, growing up. Ngayon, siya na marunong na siya kasi 9 years old na siya eh. Pero when he was still young, ako nag-apply para sa kanya ng tilak. Okay, I think wala na ibang nagsulat ng kanilang sa chat box. I think we have addressed all your inquiries so far. And mag-alas 9 na po. Pasensya. I apologize for going over our time. At we will have to end here. As much as I would like to go on and be with you all and discuss, pero alam naman natin meron tayong kanyang-kanyang obligasyon. So thank you very much, and we hope to see you, everybody, next Thursday again at the same time. Hare Krishna. Radha Charan, Prabhu, may sasabihin ka? Okay na?
Picture po tayo lahat.
Okay.
Marami tayong book bundles. Hindi na mawawala dito. If you still don't have them, let me know. So picture tayo, everyone. And tomorrow we will also have a class in the evening, 7 o'clock, with His Grace Maturanath Prabhu. Napakaganda rin ng topic na yun. So save your time, set your alarm, and eat your dinner early. So eyes in the camera, everyone. And 1, 2, 3. Isa pa, 1, 2, 3. Mabul si Sir J. Yeah. Thank you very much. We will post yung ating recorded video sa group chat. So you can recall, you can rewatch, or some could also catch up kasi yung iba hindi available but they promise to catch up. So thank you very much. Those who attended this class, Hare Krishna, kay Christine Mataji, Hare Krishna. Yan, si Carla, si Moksha Lakshmi Mataji, Monica, Mervin. This is Radha Yoga PH, ng ating mga yogis. Sila Jonah, of course. Sir J, Rolly, back to Jess, Kaiser, McCoy, Oliver, RJ, Jonah, Milka, RA, Emma, Aika, Ananda Radha, devotee sa Brajika Village, Kamala Radhika, Kishore Radha Mataji, Navadev Chandra Prabhu, and of course, let's chant Hare Krishna sa chat box to give thanks sa ating dear Prabhu, Sridhar Prabhu. Maraming salamat. Busog na busog with the information. Sana matuloy pa natin to, pero siyempre, wala nilang matulog. Mawala yung gutom namin. Thank you very much, Sridhar Prabhu. Thank you very much, everyone. See you tomorrow again. Hare Krishna. Bye-bye.